All right, welcome back, Truth Seeker. The recent debates with Jim Bob and Andrew Wilson were big L's for both of them, and largely everyone who watched the debates because both of them were unworthy opponents who could not make any credible argument and had to resort to insults and downplaying undeniable information. Ironically, both of those debates came about due to Gary, the numbers guy, facing off against Andrew Wilson on the Fresh and Fit podcast. And Gary did not do very well in that debate. And he let, the mental midget Andrew Wilson beat him. And that's because Gary's also not very smart. And if you read the comment section for that, Gary was getting absolutely trashed. And people were leaving comments like Andrew should debate Zachary K. Hubbard because he's a lot smarter and he's going to struggle with that debate. And everyone just saw Andrew struggle. He had to resolve two lies and straw men and downplaying the truth and trying to dismiss the truth, like how he lied about the jab schedule, like how he lied about Revelation not meaning apocalypse in the translation, and everything else he did. He looked like a complete joke, and that's why he took down the video from his own channel ASAP. If you search for our debate, you'll see there's already a number of people who are viewing the debate. And not everyone's fond of me, but pretty much everyone says that Andrew looks like he's not nearly as smart as he thinks he is. And he had to resort to downplaying truth and straw men, and that's all he had. There's not any reviews out there, no matter how much people don't like me, that are favorable of Andrew Wilson. That was not the case when he debated Gary. Everyone thought he stomped on Gary. And I wouldn't say that he did stomp on Gary as much as the critics did. I saw the merit to Gary's opening statement and some of the things he tried to present. But Gary is not a very smart guy, and that's why he's also been absolutely crushed in the past by yours truly. I don't know how Gary's fame in the world has increased over the years because there's nothing to his resume other than mostly embarrassment. But somehow he's become connected to the YouTube factions of the world, including, the Fresh and Fit podcast. I don't know how these things come to be. It's completely undeserved. Recently, I challenged Gary to a debate, and the very next day, my Twitter account was taken down, which he took credit for, and maybe he did take it down. I don't know how he did that, but he does. He is connected to some kind of powerful forces. He's been to the White House. He stood behind Trump at his rally. Gary weighed in on the debate, and here's Gary's remark. Totally disingenuous remark. He said, Zachary K. Hubbard is a fraud, which is not true. Gary is a legitimate fraud, and that can be proven, and that's why we should be debating. But we'll see who the fraud is. It's going to be you, Gary. Spoiler, it's going to be you. It's not going to be me. My resume absolutely destroys your resume, and everyone who knows that. That's why you don't want to debate, and that's why you used whoever you had to take down my social media when I challenged you on there. And then you bragged about that. And then the next day on your YouTube channel, you uploaded a video about how you value free speech, which reminded, people, I don't want to get into it, but there's a reason that people of your kind have been thrown out of so many countries. They're not all bad, but ones like you are. It only takes, what do they say, a few bad apples to spoil the bunch. You're one of those bad apples. Anyway, he writes, Zachary K. Hubbard is a fraud who was down big on gambling. Totally false. Funny thing is, Andrew Wilson is even dumber than Zach. Again, Gary, the reviews for when you debated were that you got humiliated. And that's because you rely on things like Chinese astrology and you make totally false arguments. You said everyone born in 1983 will have a horrible year this year, which means that everyone born in this year or in 1983 would have had a horrible year in 2013 and 2001 and 89. Again, 2013, the last time it came up was, I'm born in 83, just for the record. 2013 was probably the best year of my life. I mean, in all possible facets, in terms of the knowledge that was acquired, in terms of what happened for me financially, in terms of relationship. When I look back to 2013, I can't remember anything that I'm not grateful for in that year. And again, this is the kind of stuff you go around and preach, and it's just bullshit nonsense. And again, I mean, if you want to get to what you're trying to compete in terms of sports outcomes and predictions, your record absolutely sucks. And that's why you make people sign an NDA so that you cannot be embarrassed and humiliated on the internet. And I don't know why anybody would ever sign up with you, because you charge a lot and you have no resume to stand on. And if we debate this, people are going to be in the comments backing up what I say. Gary, I don't know anyone who's come from your neck of the woods to mine and had anything positive to say about you. I don't know anyone really has anything positive to say about you other than the network of shills you hang out with. So again, a lot of people do not like what I do with sports. Pretty much all Gary does with the knowledge is sports. I try to make 90% of my content about how evil people in the world that have influence in all of our lives, our government, our media, other things that control in this world, how they use this Kabbalistic knowledge to manipulate humanity for their own benefit, for their own power. That's what the majority of my work is about, and that's what this work began as. In the time of studying this work, I saw how it was connected to the world of sports, and this is where Gary got butthurt over a decade ago, because what I will admit about Gary is he was on to this before I was. He's also older than me, and he comes from a Jewish family where this is more known in Judaism, so he had some advantages. And the only reason I found out about Gary is because he started attacking me. But why did Gary start attacking me? Because I was better at it than he was, and I was doing it for free, putting out what he was charging a lot of money for free. For 5 years, I was here every single day, grinding for free, not making a single penny, nothing to sell, no ads, no subscriptions, nothing. And honestly, that's how I preferred it, because then people knew that my intentions were only pure. You look at people who found out about me in recent years, they all have the same exact accusation. Watching people cover the debate. I've seen multiple cover the debate, and same terminology used about me by multiple people. I'm referred to as a grifter. And let's look at what the word grifter is. A person who engages in petty or small-scale swindling. So I'm going to open this up here in a minute for anyone who can come on here and explain how I am a grifter by that definition or any other. I don't do any kind of swindling. I teach knowledge that is undeniable, that if anyone uses it as I teach it, can improve their position in this world in a number of ways. And it doesn't even have to come through gambling. And again, the majority of the work I put out is always free. I know the free thing I gave out to you guys for the NBA on Monday was about how consistent Detroit in 31 is. Detroit in 31 played that very night. Free information. You've never seen Gary teach anything about this knowledge openly and free. You know, Gary does open public streams, or if you send him $100 and send him your birthday, he'll tell you what you should do with your life, and he'll give you a one-sentence, totally vague BS explanation, and I don't know who's really paying for that. To me, it looks like that same group of whatever it is, controlled money on the internet that just feeds certain people. Like the host I had the other night, who has 1.5K subs. Apparently her and Andrew made over 10K in the time of that debate that night. I guess that's why it went on for so long. They made over 10K off that debate, even though those two brought absolutely nothing to the world. Now, you could say that's a grift. They were disingenuous. They were dishonest. They lied. They didn't debate, or they didn't moderate fairly. Literally zero value from those two, made over $10,000 in an evening. You know, I was the only one providing any knowledge and real information that could benefit people. My take home for the day was $276, which I'm grateful for. I would have done it for free. You know, just like for 5 years, I did this for free. 276. You know, that to me, that's not bad. I mean, it did take a lot of time. I'm grateful for $276. Never got into this for money, but compared the amount I made to the two people who were the villains on the screen, literally the villains of humanity, they made over 10 grand, 5,000 apiece. I think Andrew took the majority of it, but just compare. I didn't hear, it's weird, in the debate, almost everyone agrees that Andrew looked really bad, but nobody was, well, actually, I didn't want to hear one group of people calling him a grifter as well, but it was me who was getting called a grifter, and I was like, grifter, man. I have given the world really valuable knowledge, almost everybody completely free. There is nobody who I've ever swindled, and anyone who feels like I swindled them, I'm sorry, that's on them. That's on them. It's just like you can take a course at a university, and some people might do really well with that course, and some people might just not have the mental capacity to do well in the course. They might think the teacher's bad. They didn't get out of it what they want, and then they might blame somebody other than themselves. Where if they looked around and say, well, a bunch of other people did really well with this, maybe it's on me. But a lot of people aren't accountable. So again, just being as current as possible. What people hate that what we teach about the sports knowledge, to call it a grift. I mean, you can come on and explain how, but again, let's just go over yesterday's knowledge and see how the results were. Let's just see how it was. So this was yesterday, or hold on, I got the wrong day up here. This was yesterday. Oh shoot, what was the password yesterday? Okay, that was the password, thank God. Okay, so this was yesterday, February 25th, 2025. And let's just go through the games. So yesterday's games, let's go through it. My advice in the Raptors-Celtics game yesterday, with the Celtics as a heavy favorite, was to take the Raptors with the points. Raptors can cover the 11.5 on 9-day numerology. Did they do that? They lost by 10. They covered. That's a winning pick, okay? Cleveland, the 216 area code, where 216 plays so hard with that team, just like how they won the finals in 2016. And the last game in Cleveland, game 6, when 6 cubed is 216. The last game in the 216, there were 216 points in those NBA finals. Cavs to become 21-6 away. Blew out the Magic. They've been blowing out teams all year. They get to 216. Bucks and Rockets. I tried to keep my community on the straight and narrow yesterday. I got a lot of people in my chat who never call in, who like to go against me. They were really feeding the idea the Bucks were going to win yesterday. Bucks going to win. Bucks going to win. If you took the Bucks with the points, like I said, if you guys like that Bucks narrative, I would definitely take those points. I like the Rockets to win. I said, again, there were just too many numbers here on the Rockets side. And they did win. They did win. They did not cover the spread. They won. Okay. Doc Rivers was not going to miss that 44th loss. He had 3 opponents in a row with 44 Gematria. He was lucky to not get it against his old team, the Clippers, because 44 and Clippers rarely misses there. The Wizards are a weak 44. They beat them, but now the Rockets, they weren't going to miss 44. Again, Doc Rivers got his 44th loss. Rockets equals 44. Rockets win. Suns and Grizzlies. Like the Grizzlies yesterday, good narrative to win, to set them up for the right record going into the next opponent. Close game. Grizzlies did prevail. Got it done against the Suns. Again, this top narrative yesterday. Top narratives are the narrative. Again, I always give both sides of the equation, but I tell you what I think is the top narrative. And again, if the notes aren't good enough for you, sign up for the streaming tier where you get my spoken word on top of what I'm thinking. Again, you hear me being redundant about 216, very important in Cleveland. And, community members call in and make great points too. My mind can be persuaded. Sometimes I'm overlooking something that is not to be overlooked. And by the way, keep in mind, this is my work yesterday with no sleep, right? After grinding all day, come out and still have a good day. Didn't even have a night's sleep. Pelicans and Spurs. Damn, this Pelicans and Spurs. This series got me 2 games in a row. Got me both days. Wrong side of it 2 days in a row. I knew it was a little bit iffy. And we did talk about how 15 could very well be the number of the day on 225, February 25th, because 225 has a square root of 15. And I did bring up how the 225 area code's right outside New Orleans, which is Baton Rouge. And I did say if you want to put a 15 card together, again, wise men hedge their bets. You could have the Pelicans on there, but I was leaning more Spurs. I was wrong about that one. Warriors, Hornets. Again, there's an interesting note on the screen if you want to read it, but and this is nothing to brag about. Warriors were huge favorites. They kicked the Hornets' ass. And Lakers and Mavs. I felt really good about the Mavericks covering the spread. If you teased them 1 point, up 1 point to plus 9.5, you didn't even actually end up having to do that. But I said, take them at plus 9.5. I don't think they're going to win the game. I did not think they were going to win, but I thought they would definitely cover at plus 9.5 on the 9-date with plenty of narrative on their side. The better narrative for the win was for LA. But again, this is how you look at games. Analyze the games, look at the numbers, the patterns that are followed. Mavs with the points. Mavs at plus 9.5 was a winner. They lost by 8. They were an 8.5 point dog. Even if had you not teased it up, you would have won. But again, pretty rock solid day. Okay. NHL wasn't quite as good as Sunday, but it was another good day. Again, the question is this a grift? Teaching people how to do this? Is this a grift, or is this a real set of knowledge, a real skill for something that a lot of people do in this world? It might not be your favorite thing to do. You might think it's bad. You might have religious beliefs and think that this is completely wrong because of your religious beliefs. Again, first of all, there's very little spoken directly of with regards to gambling. I don't think there's anything in the New Testament, honestly. But again, the real downside of gambling is human beings, we're flawed, and a lot of us lack impulse control, and we get greedy. If you can be a rational human being, if you can be a consistent human being, if you can not get greedy, if you can stick to playing within your means each day, if you can look at this as a fun hobby, where you're exercising your mind to solve puzzles. So this is all the ways that I look at it, and the way I use it, and the way I've taught people to use it. I see this as something that sharpens your mind. And again, instead of wasting your money on junk food and all the other crap people waste their money on, save a little bit, eat at home, eat healthy, and spend some of your little extra money, $5 to $10 you save today, on trying to multiply it into Benjamins. You know what I mean? A lot of people do that. Okay, Bruins, Maple Leafs. Maple Leafs, you got to love that they won 5-4. It's a big number with them. Like I said, you learn this gematria thing, you'll see through the routine scoring and ritualism. But Bruins can stay on 27 wins. Bruins can stay on 18 home wins. Maple Leafs can stay on 22 total losses. Big number in Boston. Again, in hockey, you have regulation losses plus overtime losses. All the narrative was there, the heavy narrative for the Maple Leafs. Close game, they win it. Ducks and Sabres. Ducks, a lot of narrative to upset, but like I said, you better take the Ducks with the goals. When the Ducks have been having these narratives to win, a lot of times this is exactly what they do. They lose by a goal. So if you take them with the goals, it's a winning pick. Ducks with the goals, they lost by 1. That's a winner. Hurricanes and Canadiens, a little bit challenging here because, as you can see, plenty of narrative on both sides. And this is also why at the top of my notes each day, it says whittle it down to your top 3. This was a dangerous game. In hindsight, I feel like I should have had as the top narrative to take the Canadiens with the goals, because you're looking at very similar things on both sides. And, even I was on a no sleep yesterday. The 15 thing is even on the bottom side of the narrative, and I was heavy on how 15 could play hard yesterday. I probably should have flipped that one around. And I bet a lot of people in my community just left that game alone. But yeah, scored is wrong. The top narrative didn't come in. Looking at that, though, and again, that's why I also tell people, like, use your own mind. Don't just do everything that I say. I might do something dumb. Somebody might look at this and say, I feel like Zach's got it wrong. I listened to his stream. He said 15 could even be big today. 15's down here. Anyway, scored is wrong. Penguins and Flyers. This one was also incorrect. You got to love the 6-1, though. Philadelphia 61, just like they gave Andy Reid his 61st loss in the Super Bowl. That was wrong. That one was wrong. The Flames and the Capitals. You got the underdog Flames on the road at the Capitals. Nice little upset. I did say it would be smarter to take them with the goals. If you took them with the goals, that was a definite win. But plenty of narrative up there to upset with nice value. A lot of guys in my community, they don't like to play as conservative. They like to really, be as aggressive as possible and super multiply. But again, it's just like a guy who hits home runs all the time in baseball. He might have a 200 batting average, but he's got more RBIs than almost everyone in the league, because sure, he only hits 1 out of 5 times, but when he hits, he's driving in the runs. Again, I teach people to play the way they're comfortable with. I like to win at a high percentage. Just like when I played baseball, I was a very good baseball player. I was a hard out. Very rarely ever struck out, got on base all the time. And, I just drove balls through the infield, So... Anyway, that's why I always teach people. Choke up on the bat, get base hits. Base hits add up, man. You're winning consistently. You're winning. You're not becoming an overnight millionaire, but you're building. Is that a grift? I don't know. I feel like it's good advice. I feel like it's good life advice. I feel like you can take what I'm saying and apply it to a million other things, which I also know is true. So anyway, Flames win. Nice dog. Blue Jackets and Stars. Got this one wrong. I did tell people I was worried about the Stars not winning and staying on 37 wins going into Los Angeles, because 37 in LA plays hard. But I did say also that the more immediate thing looked like the Stars had narrative to win. Again, you're in the stream. You heard me say I was worried about staying on that 37, but yeah, you can say wrong in that one. Lightning versus Oilers. Lightning had two things I love. Just like it says right here, 33 is played consistently with Oilers matches, and that's from now through the entire time I've been doing this. Lightning get the 33rd win over the Oilers. Also got their 70th points of the season. Edmonton Oilers 70. Boom. Just grifting, or is this like taking advantage of the same patterns that recur all the time? Again, I'm going to open up the stream for you guys to call in. I'd help people out there. Gentleman who came on yesterday and acted like he was cool. He's last night doing a debate with somebody calling me a grifter, and I'm like, well, why didn't you call me a grifter on yesterday's stream? I hope you're out there today. Come on and tell me about how this is a grift. Rangers and Lightning. All the 15s on this side for the Rangers. All of them. How'd they do? You see how the 15s there? Look at the score from the home teams for a second. 1-5. With all those 15s over there. Man, should have even advised the 1-5 score. Rangers handling business. Blues and Kraken. Kraken can stay on 25 wins. St. Louis, Kraken can get 17th road loss. Blues 59, 17th prime. Blah, blah, blah. Top narrative is the Blues to win. Blues gave the Kraken a beatdown. Panthers and the Predators. Let's see. I think I got this one wrong. I thought the Predators had a shot yesterday. The Dog at home. They didn't get it done for me. The Red Wings and the Wild. Red Wings, top narrative. Did they win yesterday? Red Wings plus money on the road. Yeah, they won. Blackhawks, Utah. Blackhawks with the goals. Top narrative. And they lost by a goal. They win. So, again, high win percentage here. Here, college basketball. The Duke-Miami game was no bragging rights. Duke was a heavy favorite with a great narrative to win. They dominated Miami. I was trying to tell somebody in the debate something the other night, but they just didn't want it. Also, you know what I realized about people? It seems like everybody has just dog shit listening skills. And the other night, the person wanted a prediction. I kept telling them, like, listen, I don't need to give predictions to show the usefulness of this knowledge, but this is what I do every day for a living. And people have been watching my public predictions for over 11 years, where this channel started with a prediction that landed. You know, a lot of people got hooked into my Patreon when I first monetized the thing because I gave them a free 16 parlay. The average gambler cannot hit a 16 parlay in their lifetime. Okay? Something people do every day in this community in their sleep. Anyway, Duke had all the narrative to win, and they did. And Georgia was a nice little underdog versus Florida yesterday, 7.5-point underdog. Georgia had the date numerology on their side to win. Said you want to play it safe, you can tease them up to plus 9.5 on a 9 date. Play a little more conservative, still get some value there. Georgia upsets. That's a nice payout if you took a money line. Tennessee, LSU. Where's that game at? Tennessee, top narrative to win. And again, that's in Alabama. I don't know why college basketball games always get out of order. Where's the Alabama game? It's like every other sport, the order they put them in is the order they report them. In college basketball, every day it's like all scrambled when they report. Alabama becomes 12-3 in the SEC, top narrative. Why would that be the top narrative? Because Mississippi State University equals 123, and they become 12-3 in the SEC. And see, you know, Andrew the other night, a gentleman came in later in the stream and was trying to explain how they do this. And Andrew's like, 12-3 is not the same as 123. It's like, well, maybe listen, dumbass, and you'll learn how it is in terms of numerology, because this goes on every day in sports. Again, he was trying to, gentleman called, was trying to explain how Kobe Bryant equals November 3rd, excuse me, Kobe Bryant equals 113, big number at the NBA, and his debut in the NBA just happened to be on November 3rd. He's like, 11-3 is 113? In numerology terms, it is. Yeah. You can verify this every day and pad your pockets. It's no grift. It's a fact. I think that's the problem with a lot of you guys. You don't understand what facts are. You don't understand what knowledge is. You sit there. This is what's going on in your brain. This is why so many people call me a grifter. You sit there jealous. You sit there with hater energy. You sit there clout chasing, pocket watching, all these bad elements. And you can't pony up $5 and support the dopest cause on the internet and learn how to take advantage because you got some bullshit in your head. Well, I grew up with this false religious idea. But then look at you guys. Look at all you people. I bet a lot of you guys out there who are like this, you've been in the military. Would Jesus sign up for the military to kill anybody? No. No, I don't see you guys bitching about that. All these Christians in the military, you're not Christians. You don't even understand your own spirituality. Drop your weapon. Do what Jesus would do. Turn the other cheek. You know why I'm not a Christian? Because I don't turn the other cheek infinite number of times. I do turn the other cheek more than most people. I'm a patient man and I'll put up with a lot of insults. But you know what? There's a point where I'm going to fight back. I took what I thought was good for my Christian upbringing and dropped the rest because I saw how that book and that spirituality, that religion was made by the controllers to make sure you stay a slave and give Caesar what's his and never fight back and be their slave. That's really what that book is, a slave book. Rules to how to be a slave. A lot of you guys got this slave mindset. You think it's okay to just go work for some evil corporation? So you guys bitching about that? Work for these evil corporations? Help them get more bigger and more powerful so they can help strip rights and liberties and dominate the world, pollute the world, fund the next war? You know? Your guys' values are all fucked up because you're not using any critical thinking skills. Another thing you specialize in when you come to my community, you learn how to critically think. All right, let's continue. Wisconsin, Washington was no bragging rights, but Wisconsin beat the shit out of Washington. Easy narrative in the numbers. Wisconsin becomes 12-5 in the Big Ten. What's Wisconsin equal? 125. Andrew Wilson would go, 12-5 isn't the same as 125 now. It's like, well, moron, I'm showing you how it's useful, how we win with it every day. Get it, moron? Not your inept concept of what you don't know what you're talking about. 12-5 isn't 125. Yeah, I know that, moron. But does it not look the exact same in numerology terms? Yeah, it does, because we're looking at the digits of the number. Okay, South Carolina, Missouri. Missouri coach could get the 104th win in the location where the game is. Did he? Yeah, he did. He got his 104th win, top narrative. Louisville, Virginia Tech. Louisville, 10.5-point favorite. I thought Virginia Tech with the points here was the right call, that they can cover the 10.5-point spread on the 9-8 numerology. They lost by 5. They covered. And definitely got Marquette Providence wrong. I thought Marquette could do the same thing, not cover the spread, but they beat the shit out of Providence. But yeah, you know, college, NHL, NBA, this extends to the entire world of sports. I mean, you have people overseas who learn from me that are doing this with the sports leagues and reporting back, man, it works in my sports league in my country too. Well, what a surprise. What a surprise. We're talking about New World Order, Kabbalistic order, English, the language of the world. This code applied across the earth. Same calendar and language has been spread across the earth, implemented by a certain cabal that does this, which is provable day in and day out. So again, I'm going to come back to, am I grifting? Is this a grift? A person who engages in petty or small-scale swindling. I can come on here every day and gloat. I don't do that. You know why I'm doing it again today, though? Because people are demonizing what I've taught the world. That's a damn shame. That's a damn shame. And you know what else is annoying? There's a lot of people who come on here and advocate for me. You know why they don't? Because they're competing. Because they want to use my name and be like, I'm better than him. You can't give credit where you learned it from, though. All these people learned from me, but they want to compete and say they're better. And you know what? Maybe some people are better. There's people that spend more time on the sports each day. They don't do anything for the world. They don't cover the news. It's 1,000,000% focus on sports. And again, there's nothing wrong with competition, and there's nothing wrong with people doing better than me. And there's one man in the world who I used to think was kind of a shill and a fraud because he was driving me nuts in football season because he tried to call in and go against my picks, and he wasn't doing very well. And sometimes he still does drive me nuts in the NFL season, but I will acknowledge that what he's doing has a ton of merit, and it definitely works with college. And he is better than me at college. And I let him promote himself all day in my community, and I don't care. I say anybody who wants to sign up for him, that's perfectly fine. It helps him out. It'll probably help you out too. And you know what? I'm sure I've lost people in my community because, you know, they're just sticking to his college method because they're having even better results there. That's fine too. That's fine too. I never got into this to be the best sports decoder in the world. And you know what? There might be people who are better now, but you know what? I'll put my hat on this. I don't think anybody ever came along before me and showed how sports were definitively rigged and showed people how to pad their pockets in the way I did. There might have been a lot of people who learned from me and figured out how to do it better, and that's perfectly fine. I just see them all as part of my legacy. You know, it's just like, you know, they look at all these great NFL coaches, right? You follow the NFL. What do they always show about all these great NFL coaches? They're all connected to the tree of Bill Walsh. Bill Walsh. That's what it is over here too. Oh, okay. They come from the tree of Zachary K. Hubbard. So, anyway. Hood SBE says, Zach with the W. Salute to you. Thank you. Mason, $2. Mason, man, I told you. Mason, hey, I like you a lot. Don't ever send me a super chat for more than $2 again, and try to only make it once every now and then. And Mason, I'm serious, man, because I do really appreciate it, and I really enjoyed the conversation with you, and I'd be happy to do a stream with you anytime. You don't have to pay me anything to do it. You're a young man with a child on the way, and you're in a career right now that you want to get out of too. Man, you might have legal bills someday for the things you want to do. Again, save your money and invest in your future. Financially, I'm a lot better off than most people. And Mason, I imagine I'm better off than you since I'm older than you. Not to say that I'm better than you or anything, just that I actually care about you as a person, even though you just came on my radar and you donated a lot the first time I ever saw you in one of my streams. And I asked you not to super chat anymore yesterday, and then you sent me like 2 more. Mason, Mason, I want you to save every money for your daughter and your wife and your future, and especially after what you told us yesterday. But I also would like you to come on my streams and talk more about your story and how you ended up where you were, because I found that very fascinating, and I just like listening to you talk. Yeah, I'm not like these other people that just want to hoard money from their groupie followers each day. No, I got into this because I care about other people and I want to help other people. And that's why it really does offend me to be called a grifter. I mean, it's just like, come on, man. There's nothing that I do that is grift. God. 13 Serpent said, instead of making a children's book, maybe make one for make one for psychological children. A psychology book for children? They can reward themselves with a swig of beer if they can count the 72 front-facing stones on the Great Seal. Maybe you want to come on and talk more about that. But yeah, again, the difference between me and Gary, the numbers guys, Gary has a goon of liars who go around and lie for him on the internet. He has to lie about his accomplishments. I don't have to lie about anything. And people try to make me out to be a liar. You know that one guy with the lisp? I'm pretty sure that guy works for Gary. Like, if he was really after bad sports decoders, his channel should be dedicated to Gary, because Gary's a joke. Gary is wrong year after year after year. Gary has not hit a football future in his life, as far as I know, but he has people that go out on the internet and lie for him and say he's won the last 10 Super Bowls. They're going to claim he won this year, even though he had the Ravens this year. And why did he say the Ravens would win? Because of Chinese astrology and because they won the last time this was the year of the Chinese zodiac. But anyone with the brain can figure out why that would be a dumb way to make that pick. Have the Ravens won the Super Bowl always in the same Chinese zodiac year? No. They might have done it 2 times in a row. But again, that's not a good enough reason to say that's going to be the team. And people can hate all they want because my Super Bowl future wasn't right on the money this year, but my Super Bowl future made it to the Super Bowl. And I told my entire community over and over why they needed to hedge their bet to make sure they at least got their money back for their future if the Eagles won, because the Eagles had 3 crucial reasons to win the game. And the biggest one of all to me was 22, which ended up in the score for the Chiefs. Chiefs lost with 22 points. Eagles equals 22, and they got their 22nd postseason loss. Very powerful number with the Eagles. And it's why, one of 3 key reasons why I told everybody they got to hedge. And that's why, again, this is knowledge that allows you to know when you really should hedge your bets. All right, we got 586, and then my eyes are getting bad. 586 was in the building first. I'm going to let him go first. But 586, if you can be quick, you can stay on too. It's just I don't think I've heard from Katwan before, and we hear from you a lot, but I don't mind it because you're always
yeah. You know what? Hey, take him first, and I'll come back.
All right.
I'll stay on, but take him first.
Right. Go ahead.
Oh, so boom. I was just peeping how they sent the Andrew Wilson nigga last night, right? So Andrew Wilson, if you look up Andrew Wilson, you know how you always be like, the state of the world we in is it reminds you of Idiocracy. You know how you always say that?
Remind me of the Idiocracy?
Yeah.
He did.
Now boom. It's a dude that played a character in Idiocracy. His name was Zach Wilson, but his character was damn, what's his character name?
I'll look it up.
Look it up.
Idiocracy,
really, and then
IMDb.
Instead of me explaining it, you could really just go look at your comments. I had commented on. I really just trying to get you to see this because they really just sent him to like I don't really know what it was, but like it's connected with the Pope because you know the Pope got pneumonia right now, right?
Yeah.
And pneumonia equal 108. And I'm thinking
for the record, if you look up what he's officially suffering from, the gematria of that literally equals 201, just like his name, like he's the first Jesuit Pope, the first Bittersweet 201.
And then I already connected the Illuminati. See, this how I work. I could every time I do numbers on, it's like, all right, boom, because I'll post numbers on people that die. So every time somebody die, I just connect it to the simplest people, the Jesuits, the Illuminati, and the Freemasons. Like I just do the simple jump to put people on game type jump. All right, so boom, you on it. Go look at how what's his name? Scroll down. It's Andrew Wilson, the actor name Andrew Wilson.
It's Luke Wilson. He plays Joe Bowers.
No, it's another one. Scroll down.
There's another Wilson in here?
You go see.
All right, hold on.
Just type in Andrew Wilson and you go see it on here. Just scroll down some. What's his name? It's like Meatball. It's like what's the name? Cause I just looked it up last night. Cause when the reason I did it was cause I looked up Andrew Wilson. And
Zach,
then the actor popped up.
Go to the Wikipedia of Idiocracy and you'll see what he's talking about.
Okay, I'm going there. Oh, what did I just do? Snap.
It's a dude, Andrew Wilson. It says as Beef Supreme rehabilitation officer.
Okay, now Beef Supreme equal 52 and 56. So this is why I'm connecting. This is why I was already looking at the Pope. So I'm like, damn, they sent him last night, and they got and Zach always talk about this movie. So I know they sending them to mess with you because think about it. You always talk about this movie. They know that right now is something going on with the Pope. So they know if you focused on this, you're not even thinking about the Pope right now because you focused on getting your debate.
I'm focused on the Pope. We're gonna see if he makes it past this month. We gonna see the number that's defined his life. Is he?
We gonna see. I think he died on the 28th though. Cause look, boom, his birthday.
That's 73 days after his birthday, like 73 books in the Catholic Bible.
See, all right, boom. Now look,
we'll see in 2 days. We'll see in 2 days.
His next birthday go be 293 days, including the day. So 293 to 62nd prime, and the Illuminati found it on 5/1.
He's saying,
dang, it just froze.
Yeah.
It was me who went down. I just went down. You were saying 293 days to his upcoming birthday, the 62nd prime.
The 62nd prime, the Illuminati found it on 5/1, 62nd days from 228. So I'm looking at, all right, then pneumonia equal 108. Cause I was looking at how they were saying double pneumonia, and then pneumonia equal 108. And what's his name? Arturo Sosa birthday go be 108 days from his birthday will be 108 days from 228. So then I'm gonna go back to the Illuminati because I wanted to finish that little piece real quick. The Illuminati, man, Adam Weishaupt, his name equals 75, and 228 go have 75 date numerology. So that's how he connected. That's how he would be connected to the ritual. And then his birthday is 102 days from is it his death or his birthday? Cause his birthday might be 2/6. One his birthday or death is 2/6, which is 22 days, including it's gonna be 22 days, and Jesuits equal 22, and his death date was 11/18, which would be damn, I'm losing my train of thought because I'm just remember everything off the fly.
It's okay.
Yeah, there's a lot to remember, man.
Again, it's just like Andrew Wilson, right? That guy who I debated the other night. I'd give him something very concrete, and he still couldn't. He's like,
listen. It wasn't that he can't. It's not that he can't. They're playing dumb. Cause look, he follows 75 people on Instagram. You go look his Instagram up right now. He follows 75 people on Instagram. And I'm talking about how the Pope might
that's probably not a coincidence.
Yeah, it's no coincidence. The Pope goes, I'm talking about how the Pope could die on 75 date numerology, and he follows 75 people, the man that's arguing with you, and his name, Andrew Wilson, equal 58, and Pope Francis equal 58. There's no coincidence.
Andrew's a plant.
It's
It's
like they sent him to play in your face. Like they knew he had the numbers to like hint at the Pope. Like they throwing hints at the Pope. And you feel me? It's just about who's gonna catch on. I feel like they just put it all right there in our face, thinking nobody was gonna catch on.
You could be 100% correct. I didn't catch any of that, so good research.
It's some more stuff too. It's some more stuff because damn. See, I just can't remember. I had put if you just go look at your YouTube comments, I had recently commented under there just everything, all the information I had though. You go look at that and read that. Cause that'll give you a better explanation of what I'm trying to tell you. Like, it's hard.
You brought something to my attention, man. I didn't know that the Wilson brothers had another brother. So knowledge is power, man. You learn something new every day. That dude's a brother of Luke Wilson and Owen Wilson as well, Andrew Wilson.
Oh, I ain't know that.
Yeah, it says right here. He's the eldest brother. Yeah, he's the oldest brother of Owen Wilson and Luke Wilson. I never knew they had a third brother.
Yeah.
That's wild.
But yeah, I just think they just put all the numbers right there. Like they just he was the perfect person. Like, and then if you look at how he came up, like the reason the debate even came about was off of you debating the other dude, and then he popped in on some random junk and said he wanted to debate. Like now,
well, and that debate actually came about because of Gary and Andrew's debate on Fresh and Fit. Because then Jim Bob said, "I didn't even know who this Gary guy was. He looks like some kind of Zach clone." And then Fresh
and Fit equal 56. It was just like I don't know. I don't know. I just be peeping a lot of the shit they doing. Like they not doing nothing by accident. Like when I'm watching it, like and the shit make me mad because you got so much. The shit perfect. Like you can't say the knowledge is wrong because you're doing this every day and it line up every single day.
What about the accusation of me being a grifter? Do you think that's a fair?
Hell no! I done turn. Hey, I swear to God, I'm one of the. You know how you be like, people who can't control themselves type junk. You know how you was just saying that?
Right.
I'm one of them people. I done hit so much. Like I done turned 20 to 2,000. Off of like just so many times. I done did that so many times. Like it's just like I just fuck it up. It's not that anybody doing wrong. It's I'm fucking up. I know that I fuck up. I admit that I fuck up. I'll tell everybody.
It's the human condition, right? You made 2,000. You want to bet 2,000 the next day and turn it into 20,000. But
that's not what happened. So I'll hit, and then they'll get me. Cause like my recent shit just been there. I've been losing off of 1 point. My last 4 parlays been off of 1 point, literally 1 point.
Yeah, so think if you turn 20 into 2,000, that's 100 times your money. So you're like, man, if I can take this 2,000 and turn it into 200,000 or whatever, you know.
You feel me?
Yeah, you gotta have impulse control for sure.
Gotta have impulse control, like. That's my main. And then I already know that's why I fuck up. That's why I'm trying to learn that jump right now, like trying to get better at this jump. But I really just want to.
And here's the thing, dude. If somebody gives you a pick, man, and you take it, if somebody tells you to jump off I'm just saying, if somebody tells you to jump off a bridge, are you gonna fucking do it? You know what I'm saying?
Hey, dog. I've been doing this shit for like 3 years.
Yeah, for sure. I'm just saying, when people want to blame Zach, I'm saying. Dude, he's just throwing out the knowledge, and then it's on you to, I'm not saying you specifically. I'm just saying people who want to blame him.
People can't understand.
Yeah, people who want to blame him for picks. It's like, man, you make your own decisions, man. You know?
Yeah, I feel
you're a grown up. You make your own decisions.
You make your own. Yeah. That's what it is right there. Perfectly. You make your own decisions. And then a lot of people can't. They just be people be nervous, probably going like even looking at that joint, they probably already be scared, so they already fuck up off rip. And then they don't be believing in themselves, so they already fuck up.
Scared money don't make money.
Scared money don't make money. The top quote: "Scared money don't make money."
Yep. Yes, sir.
But yeah, I just wanted you to I just wanted to tell Zach about the that Pope stuff. And how Andrew Wilson lined up, and I wanted you to see how all that junk was no coincidence. Like I'm talking about, I'm doing this at 4 a.m. last night. Like, dog, this is crazy. Like, there's no way all this shit lined up. I just lined up the Ignatius of Loyola, Adam Weishaupt, the Illuminati, the Arturo Sosa. I just lined everybody up to 228, or all this shit could line up where it could fall, where he could die on 228.
Death also equals 228, so we'll see if that's how they do it.
Shit! Ah! See, hey Zach, this why, bro. See, you be putting this why I like to listen to y'all, cause y'all be putting me on so much game. Like I just learned so much off of this stuff. Like
here's the problem. Here's the problem with most people though. So say we make that prediction or whatever, and it doesn't come to light. It doesn't mean that this it doesn't mean that this shit isn't. No, I know. I'm just saying it doesn't mean that this shit isn't going on. It's just that's what people will say. Oh, you said on 228 he died, so he didn't. So they think it's all false. It's like, no, man, that's not how it works.
And that's where you can't fix stupid. It's like we're not saying we're psychic, but we see the patterns, the routine patterns.
Yeah,
don't be surprised I'm sitting there and there's a very famous black person dead on the end of the month, like there has been all month. And see, that's the thing too. You haters never acknowledge what's right. Jonathan and I yet again called exactly how hip hop deaths would fall in a live stream the night of the Grammys. I said I'm counting on a hip hop death tomorrow, the 34th day of the year, because of how connected that is to rapper and murder. Boom, what happens? Someone from the hip hop world who's from 34 land, Maryland, loses somebody from their life whose name equals 34. And then next thing you know, there's several other hip-hop related deaths through the murder code, including the founder of Murder, Inc. just a couple days later. And then the exact numbers we're talking about, then it's factoring in the death of Biggie's mom and Tyga's mom in light of the fact that Tiger Woods' mom also died this month. And again, they're announcing his mom's death 34 days after she actually died. Again.
And then I don't know, all that junk happened and it happened back to back.
Hold on. I gotta let this guy on real quick because Chaotic Truth, I'm gonna let this dude on real quick. And Chaotic Truth, I'm gonna put you in your place. Somebody analyzed our debate, Chaotic Truth, and they're bringing up old footage of you because they know who you are, and they know you when you used to be Kevin the salesman. You're now online making fun of black people because they smoke weed. This person has a clip of you smoking crack. Do you want to respond?
Well, what's wrong?
Hey, you smoking dope, dog? Hey, dog, you a black man smoking dope?
What's wrong with crack?
Hey, I'm not saying anything, but when you get on and rail on how, because if people don't know, this is the Clayton Bigsby of the internet. He likes to
George
rail
Floyd
on
was a crackhead.
Dope is wild, bro. Dope is wild.
George Floyd was a crackhead. You want to talk about George Floyd smoking crack?
Listen, I'm not judging anybody for smoking crack, but you're someone who demonizes people.
Hey, dog, fuck you, dog. You smoke dope, you fucked up. You smoke dope, you fucked up. Fuck was that talking about? You smoke dope, you fucked up. You a fuck. I'm not even trying to hear you.
I'm gonna tell you what. I used to know a guy who worked for big tech who had a crack smoking habit, but he held down his job. So I'm not gonna demonize all crack smokers.
I'm not saying they're demons. Crackhead, bro. I'm not saying crackhead.
Hold on, babe, listen, stop interrupting. Let Zach go.
I'm not trying to hear him.
Let Zach go. Let Zach and Chaotic go at it.
Hold on. Chaotic Truth dropped in the debate, and he was trying to say Andrew Wilson has a 150 IQ. Do you understand that he looked like a fucking retard who couldn't listen to a sentence, who lied and strawmanned all night and didn't bring home one credible point other than looking like a punk? If his IQ is 150, what's mine, CT, please?
Well, Zach, you know I've said that your IQ was clearly over 150.
But how do you even come on and praise a man who he didn't know his own Bible that he said as he's about? All he did, he literally downplayed facts and strawmanned all night. What was intelligent about what he did?
Well, I mean, again, I've always praised you. I thought you did a great job, and I thought
you said it was a mistake. He looked like an asshole. He had to take the video down off his channel.
I mean, again, I've said what I said.
Did you see what he did yesterday? He went online and played video games, and his whole chat was like, "What are you doing playing video games?" He's like, "Sometimes I play video games." It was obvious he knew he got wrecked the night before. He had to go online and play video games. How lame. His grift yesterday was just shutting up and playing video games, looking like he was 10 years old.
I don't really watch him, so I'm taking your word for it.
That's what he did yesterday.
Okay.
People knew he was out of his element. So what's wrong with you today? We knew what was wrong with him over here. Got his ass handed to him. That's what was wrong with him. Even and think about it. With a moderator who's his friend, with a whole panel all on his side, he still got his ass handed to him. Please. That was like Royal Rumble where one dude throws 9 other people out of the ring. Says, fuck you, chumps. And doesn't even give me a closing statement, and it was already closed. He had to bounce early. But CT, I need you to there is a clip of you online smoking crack. Why do you demonize people for smoking weed?
So is it a video of me smoking crack?
CT, you do turn off your camera, but people can hear the lighter keep flicking in the background. And when the camera turns back on, you can see that you're stoned out of your fucking mind.
You should play the video.
Hey, we can go ahead. Hey, did you used to go by a guy named Kevin in Sales? Is that your old name?
I did.
Kevin in Sales. And what's the Simpson Samson? That's another old name.
I don't know what that is.
Is it Samson Simpson?
Mm-mm.
The dude. See, somebody went over our debate, and when you came on there, they're like, "Oh, I know this guy. Let me show you some old footage. Let me show you some old footage of this dude." One of your accounts was Samson Simpson. Maybe you even forgot about that one. He has so many aliases.
No, just Kevin in Sales. Yeah.
Okay, Kevin in Sales. And the one clip you showed you, that was your. Maybe you just used it for a day and you forgot. I don't know.
Yeah. So I'm listening to you, man. So what was up with Roberta Flack?
She died on the anniversary of her first recording session with Atlantic Records, and that was the First Take album. What's she doing on the cover of that album?
I think she's laying down on the ground, right? Oh, she's playing the piano.
How many keys on the piano?
98. I mean, I don't know. I'm not musically inclined. I don't know.
What age she die at?
I believe 81.
88.
88. Oh, okay.
That's how many keys are on a piano. She died on the 55th day of the year. Atlantic equals 55. Who made her song super famous in the 90s?
I don't know.
Come on, man.
I don't know.
Come on, man. The Fugees, Lauryn Hill.
Oh, in the 90s. In the 90s, yeah. You're talking about Ready or Not, right?
Come on, man. Killing Me Softly.
Killing Me Softly. Yeah. Killing Me Softly. Here I come. Yeah.
You know what? I got to compliment you, though. For being a crack smoker, you have preserved your age. So, compliments to you.
You never tried to smoke crack?
I haven't done the crack thing. But here, just to call myself out, when I was younger, I wanted some MDMA, and somebody gave me something else, and it was crystal meth. And man. Shit. So anyway, that was not on purpose, but yours truly has done crystal meth. What I learned is that you actually might want some crystal meth if the world ever falls apart, because you could go the whole week without sleeping and you wouldn't even miss a beat.
Yeah, the mustache man and people in that era, Germany, they were all on meth. Yeah. Oh yeah.
There is, and they used to be pre-steroids. People used to use meth. I see why. It give you endless energy. But
well, let me ask you this. So, are you saying that Roberta Flack was a part of some sort of ritual, or she was 88. She was going to die anyway.
I'm saying this is the way the recording industry works. Her name in Gematria, Roberta Flack, equals 49. How old do you think Lauryn Hill is right now?
I'm assuming she's 49.
She is.
Okay.
This is what goes on in that recording industry. Roberta Flack could have lived to be 105 years old for all we know. So
she could have. But why would they want to sacrifice her?
Because that's the way this wicked industry works. And again, I'm not on the inside. I don't know what goes on with this blood magic. I don't know if they're preserving souls. I don't know if it gives them some kind of power. But to me, the ritualism seems quite obvious. Okay. Can't answer all the questions. CT, you're closer to the inside than I am because you've been a member of a secret society, correct?
No comment.
Okay. We both know the answer to that question is yes. So, CT, I need...
You think I'm a part of it?
I need people like you to get as passionate about this as say you are about crack and help share the knowledge. And you know, this is why it says in the Bible, and I'm not even religious anymore. Both of us came up, we were both raised in the church. This is why it says, take no oaths, because then you might have to become part of something that just is not right.
Well, let me ask you this. Why do you think that I might be a part of it?
Well, I mean, you've talked about that. You've exposed something about yourself, but you're just like Bush and Kerry when they're getting asked by Tim Russert about being a skull and bones. They're like, yeah, we're in it, but we can't tell you shit.
I'm listening, man.
That's you too. That's pretty much what you've said in the past.
I'm listening to you, man.
When the screen goes dark and flick.
How do you not know I was lighting a black and mild?
Hey, I hope you were. Yeah, hey, I honestly, here, to be fair, I am being a little bit facetious, but you had the video clip and he was laughing his ass off. It's obvious you were smoking something.
Yeah.
I've just seen you demonize people for smoking. And CT, I have seen you in the time I've been aware of you, which is only since November. I have heard you downplay, I forget how you put it. You made it seem like you've almost just never smoked. I
smoked weed a couple of times in my life. Only a couple.
I think it was more than a couple of times.
Maybe
unless it was something else.
Maybe like 4 or 5 times. Yeah. It brings on psychosis, man.
For some people it does. For some people it does.
Yeah, for some people.
So, CT, though, what made you come on that panel and praise Andrew Wilson, who was in the middle of making himself look like an asshole? What, was that a kind of praise?
Yeah, 5,000 people watching.
So there was some kind of benefit to pray. Listen, you're a capitalist.
I'm chaser.
It's true. Yeah. The people came to the stage to watch Andrew Wilson. So I get, it was a money move. Okay, maybe I'll get more people.
I wouldn't call it a money move. I just call it, you want to.
So basically, you just kiss ass to the people who got the most type shit. Basically, is what you.
Yeah, you want them.
So basically, you'll get fucked for some money. Basically, you probably done got fucked for some money.
You think so? And
let Zach cook, man. Let Zach cook.
That's basically what you're saying.
Eric, CT, see, I want you guys to be nice to CT, but I find CT to be one of the most interesting men I've ever seen personally. It's just unbelievable to me the positions he takes. He is honest about a lot of things, but then he's totally dishonest at times too. And
what do you think I'm dishonest about?
Man, a lot of things, CT. I mean, you just listen. The dude, the other day, he said he was going to come over and debate. I said, I'm going to start the stream in 2 minutes. Is that cool? He goes, yeah. He goes, I need to ask CT first. And you're like, yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Then he doesn't come over. I go back to your channel. You're like, I didn't hear that. Please. But
to be honest with you, Zach, I mean, you are a content creator. You're looking at the comments, lights around you. Maybe I just went over my head, man. You're doing so much behind the scenes. People don't understand what goes on behind the scenes when you're a content creator.
Okay, well, you could have said that instead. You could have said, I'm not sure.
People on the panel, my apologies, man, if there's some sort of miscommunication.
But it was kind of drawn out what happened because you're like, yeah, you got permission to go over there. You don't got to stay on my show. And then you're like, Zach, why not just have the debate right here, actually? Let's just have the debate here. And I said, I would do that, but no one's going to see it. And it's going to be in the middle of the show named about something else. And again, he's very adamant that I'm wrong about this Jesuit thing, and he's blaming it on small hats. I've been trying to get people to come have that debate with me for a long time. Nobody wants to have it, including his proteges or more like his mentors. So, yeah, that's what I thought. He was a worthy candidate, and I was looking forward to that. And I was quite disappointed that he essentially bitched out. That was weak.
So what's up with the dude? Can he come back?
I think you do know that that's what happened, and I think you said, yeah, that's kind of weak landing there. You did bitch out.
Oh, okay.
CT, get that dude to come and debate him.
You talking about?
If you know the guy,
Aaron C, right?
Yeah, the dude Zach's talking about. Yeah,
I can get up.
Just because it didn't happen that day doesn't mean it can't happen.
Yeah,
he's probably a lot more intelligent than fucking Andrew was. I'll tell you that.
It's possible.
What, CT? Don't you feel embarrassed with that hat on?
No. What do you think I feel? What do you think I feel like with this hat on?
I don't know. I'd be embarrassed.
Really? Why is that? Because
what does that man represent?
Capitalism.
Is that all he represents?
Yeah, capitalism. That's why I've always been a big fan of Trump ever since the 90s. Capitalism.
He's an actor, bro. He's an actor.
Like the 80s about why he doesn't rent to people that look like you?
They tear up the apartments. I wouldn't want to rent. I wouldn't want to rent the. Well, I mean, Zach, a lot of people don't know, but his father, who wasn't as famous nor business minded as he is, they did low income renting, and obviously with low income renting, you receive federal money or welfare, and black people are known to destroy, and other groups of people are known to destroy. If he did say it, I agree with him. I've seen it in my life. I don't want them tearing up my shit. So if he did say it, hey man,
CT, listen, you said what you say is for business, but you say things that are sensational that I know you know aren't true. And I don't know, man. CT, in a way, when I look at you, I think this is actually the problem with not having spirituality, because then you end up doing things in this world for money a lot of the times. And again, it can be stuff that is very detrimental to this world. I'd say the things you're participating in are detrimental to this world overwhelmingly. And I don't think you would do that if you were more of a spiritual person.
Really?
Okay. What is Christ like about Trump?
Just let me know. CT's not in the religion. CT's like me. We both left the faith. I maintained my spiritual purpose. CT, if I'm not mistaken, CT, you said you're pretty much like an atheist now, right?
No, I am a institutional Christian. I believe in the institution of Christianity.
So then you're well, Christians are essentially God-fearing people.
Am I not God-fearing?
Trump is not God-fearing.
Mind if I comment about Trump?
Well, Zach, am I not God-fearing? Don't you think I'm
well,
peaceful?
If you're saying you're God-fearing, then I suppose you are.
Wasn't Jesus peaceful?
Not if you're doing crap.
I'm very peaceful.
Everyone just let Zach cook.
Go ahead, Zach.
No. Listen, here, I'd like people. I don't want to hog up the show. There's people waiting in the back room who got something to say. Maybe you want to say something to CT. Maybe you want to say something to somebody else about something else.
Yeah,
something to me.
I would
Let's
like
go in the order people came in and try and keep it to 2 minutes. You guys can stay here and we can go around. But around the horn, Real Talk, Israel, Green Kid, Conley, Tony Encino. Real Talk, you're muted. But that's the order you guys came in.
Yeah, let someone go before me. My bad. I'm doing something right now. My apologies.
Israel is next.
Hey, what's up, Zach?
How you doing?
Hey, man, I was first and foremost, I'd just like to say I've been checking you out for some years, man. I lost contact with your channel, man, some years ago. Actually, a buddy of mine turned me on to it. I think it's pretty interesting what you do. I'm not really versed in Gematria or anything like that, but I do think that there's significance behind it and mostly everything. I don't believe in coincidences or incidences or any of those things. I believe everything has a purpose. Real quickly though, since I got him on somebody else's show other than his, I think CT has a background somewhere in the maybe not so far distant of African descent. And the reason why I say that is because one time I asked him about it on his show and he got so irate about it that almost confirmed it for me there. But his rhetoric, his debasing of foundational, what we consider to be foundational Black Americans, is something that not even the most radical Uncle Tom doesn't even speak in that manner. That's how I knows that he's not of the same people or the same stock that I'm from. I can see it all. It just reeks of him. He smells like it from, I smell the meta funk from him every time I see him on his show debasing foundational Black Americans, because ultimately he's not one of us and he knows it.
Do you want to respond to that?
I yield.
No. He can believe whatever he wants to believe. I don't care.
It's the truth. He knows it's the truth.
One thing I got to give credit to CT for is he does roll with the punches.
He does.
There's no choice.
That very well could be true.
Why does he have no choice? So that's a thing that strikes curiosity in me. Well,
because if somebody made these assertions about me, I would merely just clear them up. Hey, you don't know what you're talking about, buddy. It's just that simple.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah,
It is that easy.
I could add to this conversation. I was just kicking it at a buddy of mine who would kind of just troll the internet, and he would do late night streams and just cover clips And you're talking about maybe 8 to 9 live viewers, maybe 20 at one point. And he would pull up to this guy's panel, and it was mostly like white people. And he would turn it into a racial discussion, and we were like not talking anything about race. And I would say CT makes it chaotic. He'll tell his truth, and it's always chaotic. And he showed up on a different panel, and he made it.
Interject. I'm sorry. I screwed up. I did not. I thought I started it. Man, time flew by. I have to be out of here in 4 minutes, so I want everybody on to get their closing word. I'll be a little bit late to what I need to do, but just everybody gets a minute. Real talk, you get a minute. Everybody gets 1 minute, and then I got to end this thing. So
yeah, I'll close with the second part. Is he was on another panel, and he drove it into politics, and we weren't talking about politics, and it's just he comes in to subvert the situation and to get everybody all pissed off, and then he runs out of there. And your cortisol is raised up, and you're like, "Fuck, man! I need some ashwagandha to diffuse the situation." He knows, and I gave him the credit. I gave him the credit on his show. That's what I'm saying. So don't.
One of his two great inspirations that I've heard are Jerry Springer and Howard Stern. There you go. Okay.
So you don't feed the troll. That's how you defeat CT. But you guys have a good one. Appreciate you.
All right, appreciate it, man. Take care. All right, we got everybody gets a minute here. We'll go from the back. Pigos Trading Bank, Conley, Green Kid, Israel, 586, and then Chaotic Truth has got to close it out.
All right, thank you, Zach. I just wanted to say, in terms of the Trump family, they made their wealth from prostitution. The grandfather of Fred Trump had a brothel in Seattle. That's where the Trumps get their money from. It's not really honest money. It's kind of deceptive how they portray themselves as real estate moguls. Their real estate empire began during the gold rush with prostitution. And
I'll have to look into that one. It's news to me.
Well, did you look into the Copper Kings? That's another part of it. But
I started to read about that. That was news to me too. You gave that to me.
Yeah, and in terms of like secret societies, Chaotic Truth isn't one of the brothers. I can tell you that much. In the brotherhood, we have to make certain oaths and certain things if you are a part of that, and you have to maintain your tribute. That's a part of your word, and that's how you really create, is keeping your word. And he's an agent of chaos, no denying that, but he's being misled in terms of his faith in Trump. Trump will be the reason we go into another depression with the tariffs, like Smoot-Hawley in 1929 or 1907. He should really learn his financial history. Thank you.
All right. Appreciate it, Pigos Trading Bank. Thank you. Conley.
Yeah, I just wanted to say that we all got to be a little more willing to set aside our differences and join together as one to stop evil. And that's all I had to say. So thank you, Zach, for all you do. And we'll see y'all later.
All right. Thank you. Green Kid.
Yeah. Just with the advent of the internet, there's a platform where you can post your opinions, whatever. But just know that that's going to be out there forever. And case in point, that HNIC guy's channel, it shows history of who he's talking about in that video. I'm pretty sure you watched that guy's video as they referred you to him. But let's always be honest to who we are in our beliefs and what we preach, because like I said, it's out there. It's going to be out there. And other people are watching this and they're going to clip it because they might not like you. So be truthful in whatever it is that you're standing behind. Like Zach, man, what was it? 9 hours? 9 hours straight defending his point, because he really believes in that. And if you don't believe in it and you're out there grifting, it just shows the character that you have. And it's obvious to see who that is. Thank you. And you guys have a nice day.
Appreciate it, man. Thank you. Israel.
Hey, Zach, I don't got much, man. Just like to say appreciate you letting me come up and give my 2 cents. Catch Chaotic Truth outside his element one time. I mess with his channel, though. I still go through. I check out Chaotic Truth, and you know what I'm saying? I'm not totally biased against the brother. I appreciate some of the things that he do and some of the conflict that he does cause. It's necessary conflict, I would say. But at the end of the day, everybody has their way of thinking and their way of doing things. It's their God-given right. I appreciate your channel, sir. I'm glad I found you. I'm gonna check you out more and try to learn more about this thing that you do, man. Appreciate it, man.
Thank you, Israel. You take care. Yeah, Chaotic Truth has work ethic. That I do respect. What's up, 586?
Going on, man. All right, so Chaotic Truth, CT, did you watch any of the live stream after you left? At the 4-hour mark, you left, and I came on right after that.
No, I didn't.
Okay, so if you go back and watch that, it starts at 4:07 in the video, 4 hours and 7 minutes into the video. If your buddy Andrew Wilson is so smart, I tried to break down just the name Kobe Bryant, right? And I told him type in Kobe Bryant, and the first number that shows up is 113. Okay, so this guy was drafted in the first round, 13th pick. His very first regular season game was on November 3rd, like you write 11/3 if you were to write it down on a piece of paper. This guy couldn't even understand that. He was trying to say the number 1 is different than the number 13, and he couldn't even piece that together. So I said, let's move on to the next number, 41. Kobe Bryant dies at the age of 41, right? And he was taken out of his last game with 4.1 seconds left on the clock. And he still couldn't even comprehend that. So I'm just going to leave it with that. If that guy is so smart and you can't put that together, your IQ isn't as high as you think it is. So take it easy, man. I'll talk to you later, Zach.
All right. Thanks, 586. And CT, I do need to get going, but I'll give you more than a minute. Say what you need to say. And again, I do got to compliment you on the work ethic, you guys. Work ethic is so important in this world. You might not like CT, but he's gotten somewhere through work ethic. I see that.
Thank you so much, Zach. When is the next time you're going live, man?
I'm not on the schedule. That's my problem.
Okay. Hey, man, I'll let it come in the next time you come in. I want to keep you here, but hey, man, positivity is definitely coming your way, man. Salute to you, man.
All right. Hey, what is that song you always play? It Must Be the Money. Whose song is that?
Remember the Deion Sanders song, Must Be the Money, from 90, I think it was 96 when he came up with that song. YouTube started not flagging me, but giving me copyright warnings or whatever. So I tweaked it up a little bit to circumvent the copyright. But yeah. Must Be the Money. Yeah.
Okay. I like it. So well done. All right, CT.
Have a good one, Zach. Peace.
Good up, man. Take care. All right. He is a hard worker, you guys. He definitely works hard. But I wish he worked for a different purpose than what he works for. He is an agent of chaos, no doubt about it. But then again, people like chaos, people like drama, people like humor. He tries to incorporate all those things, and he'll tell you openly he will ride waves if that wave brings in the money. And again, that's the whole problem with this whole money thing. Imagine if all the greatest minds in the world were not being motivated by money, but motivated by making a better world. I mean, it'd be a lot different world. So, and again, gave people an opportunity to come on here and give the argument for why I am a grifter, because I realize that is a common word associated with my name, grifter. And it really does annoy me. Look, a person who engages in petty or small-scale swindling. Next time I'm talking about anything, if somebody wants to come on here and explain why I'm a grifter, that topic is open from now until forever. Come on and lay down how I am a grifter. I'm not swindling anybody. Putting a small price on valuable knowledge. Again, the people who take my work, who wait for my notes, and then put a higher price tag on it with their own 2 cents on it, I wouldn't even say that they're grifters and swindlers. I'd say that's their business. If they want to pay me $5 a month and try to turn my $5 product into a $100 product, that's business. I mean, but that would be closer to grifting because they're using another man's work and not giving credit. But it's business. And I never told anybody they can't do that. I'm also somebody who lets people sell my book for their own benefit. You know, I've let numerous people sell my book for their own benefit. Mason wants to hop on real quick. Mason, I'm being late to my community right now, but because I like you and you've been so generous, I'll be 5 minutes later. You got 5 minutes, Mason, because I like listening to you talk, man.
Hey, I just want to say, how you doing today?
I'm doing well. Thanks again for the super chat. And if you heard what I said, please save that money, Mason. You've already donated enough to me for a lifetime. Thank you.
Yeah, I just doing the $2 just to say what's up. I'm not going to go any further than that. And actually, thank you for that thank you for that message. You know, that shows me that you do care and that you mean what you do, and it's not for money. Like a response like that would get me to not only follow you more, but want to interject a bit more of my worldview into yours, and maybe that could help you grow as well.
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, I thought it was actually pretty interesting. The point that, and I forgot his name. I think the first guy he made about Andrew Wilson. Again, when it comes to gematria, I've always listened to what you're saying, but in terms of applying it, because that's just not my life's mission. I'm more on the religious aspect of it. But when he put it in that regard, it's actually pretty interesting. And I think if you actually look for Andrew Wilson on his channel, The Crucible, if you look in the back, it has a picture of a cross right there. I'm not, by looking at it at first glance, and I have to do research into it, I'm not sure if that cross is actually supposed to be for Orthodoxy or Roman Catholicism, because the Orthodox symbol for the cross, it's not just the traditional perpendicular lines that you'll see.
Circle, right?
Yeah, it's circle, and then also the cross is slanted. It's supposed to represent what the actual cross would have looked like. So it's straight lined, and then it's diagonal. That's what the actual cross is supposed to look like, not the traditional perpendicular lines that you'll see more so associated with the Roman cross. So I think that might be a pointer you could look at as well. But yeah, that's 75 followers that he has, and it hasn't changed. And I'm picking up a little bit more of Gematria, at least trying to, because I remember yesterday when you mentioned the Pope, how that's equal with 75. Those are things like that's gonna stick with me, because I don't hate Roman Catholics. I hate Catholicism because what it's done to the world. So things like that, it's any way that I can combat it, and if I can use Gematria to do so in order to help accentuate my faith, absolutely, because I can't say that I'm a friend of Roman Catholicism and all the horrors it's wrought upon the world. Don't get me started with their inquisitions and how they've absolutely destroyed entire civilizations of people that basically did not want to convert. I'm just saying I appreciate your mission and what you're doing. And again, that debate that you had with Andrew Wilson, not even so much Jim Bob, because I already knew Jim Bob was kind of a prick. But with Andrew Wilson, even though, again, I always thought he was more hard-nosed but staunch in his faith, but how you behaved versus him being a so-called Christian, that resonated a lot with me. I'm like, I haven't seen in my lifetime, I'm just being honest, as many Christian men who's behaved like you, who could basically in a 10-day span, right? Just about a 10-day span or a week or a span, where you would basically spend about 15 hours on a screen getting berated by heathens. That's what I consider them, heathens. And you stood your ground. You were able to discuss the things that you have learned throughout the years in such an articulate manner. And you might have thrown a jab every now and then, but you were not the first one to do so. You wanted to keep things calm, cordial, and discuss things like men should. So I just want to say I actually am really proud of you, the work that you put in. And again, I'm going to continue to pray for you that God works his way through you in the mission that you're a part of. And I'm happy to say that hopefully I can be a part of it.
Hey, I drop the link all the time, and I love contributors, and I wish I had more good routine ones like you. So you can come on here anytime. And seriously, man, save those dollars for your daughter and your wife and your future.
Absolutely. Thank you very much.
All right, take care, Mason.
You too.
All right, and GAD's on here. I can't disrespect him. GAD, I'm late to where I'm supposed to be, but I got to hear from you. But if you can make it quick, that'd be great.
Yeah. Oh yeah, no doubt. I'm gonna make it real quick. No, I'm gonna just say this. Like that debate that you had with Andrew. It's very telling of how to me. I just feel like you were on the panel with a bunch of agents. Earlier on in that debate. Andrew, he really didn't have any talking points. He didn't want to acknowledge that he was wrong about Revelation and apocalypse being the same word, especially when you look up in the concordance, it literally says apocalypse in the Greek, right? I mean, in other
a Christian to already know that. I mean, it's like, how do you not know this?
Exactly. I mean, that was really simple. And then another aspect too, he didn't even understand about the scripture where the Most High said that he regret creating mankind in Genesis 6. I mean, these are very easy things to understand. People that are not Bible believers understand this, right? And there was other things that that like just the constant dismissal of the knowledge in the numerology, especially when
making a clear point and going, that doesn't have anything to do with each other. It's like, I don't know how this isn't connecting to you. I mean,
it should. I mean, and the funny thing is, if you're a Bible believer, if you believe in the Bible, believe in God, you understand that he created this world through numbers. I mean, and that's why you have the book of Numbers, and you have a whole bunch of numerological numbers throughout the scriptures. I mean, it's anybody can understand that. And then, a lot of aspects to that thing, as far as like the mod and how she was allowing people to sit up here and troll you. Of course, there was people that that came on, like myself and others that came to defend the knowledge and whatnot, because we saw you getting dogpiled, and it was just irritating from my aspect that I had to come on and just
what do you think about this?
Yeah,
they made 10 grand off that debate.
Oh, really?
I didn't realize that, but now it was showing to me that they made 10 grand.
10 grand. Oh my God. Boy, that's some heavy grifting, and it was all to make mockery of Gematria, making mockery of what is true, and and it's just, to me, it just shows all in all, it shows to me that like in this world there are functional retards walking this earth. And to call anybody a grifter, and especially after revealing that, like, there is no reason to call Zach a grifter when you have people literally trying to make, something that make light of things that is not funny and making money off of it. That to me, that's disgraceful as fuck. And and making fun of the knowledge and making fun of what goes on in this earth is disgraceful as fuck. And all in all, I feel like some of them cats that was on there, especially like Andrew, were agents. You know what I'm saying? I was just, I'd like everybody could see that shit. So I just salute to salute to you, Zach, and the others that came up on there and defend what was right. And man, just stay steadfast in what you're doing, man. Like, at the end of the day, man, the world is wicked, and you're going against the wicked, man. So I salute to you, man.
And GAD, I wish we were having that debate in person, because some of them start trying to mouth off to you, and I was like, these people would not do this if they were standing in the presence of this man.
Oh no, I was laughing. I mean, I was laughing because a lot of them dudes were a bunch of clowns anyways, man. Low IQ, low intelligence ass people, man. Like, I mean, they was talking all kinds of shit, but I'm just sitting up here just thinking, man, like, these dudes, man, are just a bunch of suckers. They wouldn't go out there and do what you do, right? And stand in front of a crowd of people and tell the knowledge to them, man. You know what I'm saying? A lot of them dudes are a bunch of cowards. A lot of them dudes are a bunch of pussies to me, man. And they are.
Well funded, though. Well funded for what they do, man. I wish we could have all known when we were schools that the career path for big bucks was just online trolling. I wonder how these people even get these jobs. It blows my mind. So.
Yeah, no. Well, you know what, troll? Look, we're in the era of the coward. We're in the era of the trolls, and we're in the era of the pussy. Mm-hmm. They get to reign supreme in this world, and they get promoted. Like, low intelligent people. And people that like to troll and people who have nothing pertinent to say are the ones that get the most views. So that, and get the most credit, versus people who tell the truth. So that's just the world that we live in.
It is. And I'm glad you're not one of those people. And thank you for always coming out and standing next to me in Seattle. And again, anytime he comes out next to me in Seattle, it looks like I got a bodyguard. So appreciate that, GAD.
Oh yeah, no doubt, man. Yeah, man. You take it easy and stay, like I said, stay fast, stay strong, man.
Will do. Thank you. You have a good day.
Likewise.
And thank you, Super Chatter. Shout out to Hood SBE. Mason again. Mason saved those dollars. 13 Serpents again. Very generous all the time. Chris from Vegas. See, I don't mind if Chris gives me super chats, because he's doing very well, I know, in this world. And he knows that I've helped him. But thank you again for your generosity, Chris. Shout out to Real Talk. Pigos Trading Bank, count me out 33. Bob times 2. Oh, hold on. Is that CT's Bob? CT just wants to, or Bob always wants to say CT super chats. You know those money didn't make it to CT. Should I put that in the mail for CT, Bob? Never seen you over here. Funny. Bob, man, I don't know what's going on with you guys behind the scenes because you give CT a lot of money. CT, have you ever thought that maybe Bob has a, never mind. I think there's a man fetish going on over there. And thank you again, Pigos Trading Bank. Appreciate your guys' generosity. For everyone waiting for me on Patreon, I'll be right over there. And again, thank you, everyone, for hitting the like and the share and getting out the word. And Gary, the numbers goon, instead of like trying to connect with your cronies right now to take down this video and channel, because I challenge you to a debate again, why not debate? You go around saying, I'm the Michael Jordan of numerology. No, you're not. No, you're not. And you know what? That's why you had my channel taken down for calling you out on the X platform. And shame on you, man. You took down a lot of valuable posts that should be up there for the sake of humanity. See, I fight the good fight. You fight on behalf of evil. And again, there's the reason Small Mustache Man even had a following is because of people like you. GG33. Let's debate, punk. And stop acting like you're bigger because you know you're not. Those numbers are misleading. You had no following, and I don't even know how you got a following, but we all know when you had no following and you were trying to call into my show each week and make a name for yourself by one-upping me, and it never happened, did it? You lost every time, and now you go around calling yourself Jordan? Did Jordan strike out every single time outside of minor league baseball? You're the MJ of minor league baseball, Gary, the numbers guy. In basketball, you would not make the G League, not even with the double G initials. You'd be the fat scrub on the bench at the gym looking just like how you look. Sorry. Pathetic. Let's debate. Gonna get smoked, buddy, because the community's going to be out there. Your community and mine, and they both know the truth. And be like, yeah, Gary hasn't called shit. Gary's been wrong about everything. You know? Wrong about everything. Your 10 trolls that go around saying you called all this and that, we all know that those are 10 trolls lying for you. So anyway, we'll leave it there. And until next time.